Welcome back to Making It with Minglet. As you'll see, I have my bag that I use for my go bag. I was kind of out of commission. I injured my IT band and I was unable to go up the steps because I couldn't bear weight on my leg. And so I had my daughter to bring this down for me, and I did something I have not done before. I used it in a little bit different way. I have had her to get me some extra pieces of fabric, and I wanted to make something like what I had seen Janet Nash make. Janet Nash does a lot of slow stitching, and it just seemed so relaxing. I thought, well, this is perfect because I was tired of watching videos. I had gotten tired of watching movies. I was running out of things to do. I was rewatching old movies. So I decided I would make myself a little sewing pouch to carry with me in my go bag. And you can see I've got a mushroom on the front. And this is all scrap fabric. I didn't go out and buy anything. You open it up, and I'm going to turn it the long way so you can see. This piece of fabric was in one of the D-Stash packages from Darcy, from Misadventures with Darcy. And so I thought that was pretty, and I thought it would add interest to the inside. And also, this is like a canvas or a duck cloth, so it would work well for holding needles in place. I did fray the edges. I think you can see that I frayed them. Just because I like this fabric, and when it frays, it really looks kind of cool. The fabric here is a flannel, and this has been around a very long time. It was from my husband's grandmother's, and it was fabric that she had sewn together to make her own dust cloths. This is somebody that grew up at during the Great Depression. So they used what they had. They didn't waste things. And I left it with the stitches. You can see here her stitches. Those were done on a treadle sewing machine that I actually owned. And it still works beautifully, but I just thought, that would remind me of her. She was a sweet lady, and she did beautiful needlework. She did all kinds of stuff. So I could put an extra band here. I haven't decided exactly how I'll set it up, but here's a pocket. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to line this up. I'm recording this on my tablet instead of my camera upstairs because I'm still not going up and down the steps a whole lot. I've made, I think, one trip this week up there, and it wasn't the best way to get around. I needed to stay grounded a little bit longer. So anyway, that pocket is, I've got it lined with the fleece or flannel inside, and it will hold thread. I could put embroidered floss in there or whatever. So I could put even, those little small spools of thread, or I can, bind something, put some thread on a popsicle stick to make it work. So this turned out pretty good. I didn't have a pattern. I just tried to get it the size I thought would be convenient. And when I finished that, I thought, well, I'm having fun with this slow stitch. Maybe I'll make something else. So I come up with this. Here's a strip of fabric, and I just added these little pieces to make this big band. Nothing hard about it. No fancy stitching. I just did straight stitches. I did use a upholstery thread for like sewing buttons on coats, or let's see, they use it for coats, they use it for buttons because it's heavy duty. But one of the benefits of using that is I didn't struggle with the thread and getting it in a needle. When you get old eyes, things don't work as well as they used to. Here's a little piece these are scraps. And I just, put a little zip through straight stitch, knotted it in the front and the back. And I did not even double the thread up because it was so thick, it didn't need to be doubled. So it was just a quick, easy stitch, and it was fun. I have this one that I made. This is from an old pillow that we pulled the stuffing out of it, and I thought, well, that fabric's kind of interesting. Maybe I'll see what I can do with it. So I cut it up, and I've been using it for different things. It's got nice colors in it. This is a piece of a zipper. This flowered piece and the white piece came off the same rescued fabric. It was on a particle board like a memory keeper type thing where they have the ribbons that crisscross. It was on there, and it was about a yard of fabric, maybe a little bit more, and I stripped it off. Well, the fabric was perfectly good once I took the buttons and the staples out of it, so I thought, well, I'll use it. And I just cut some of the flowers out. It has, here's what it looks like when it's fully intact. It has like butterflies and flowers, and I thought, well, that'll be good fabric. I can do a little something with that. But I thought it turned out cute. And then this one is super simple. It's just a piece of scrap fabric. What's on top is the seam off of a pair of old shorts, and I've used it on a lot of different things. But these can be added as tabs on the page. These can be used on, directly on a page to add interest. They could be added to any kind of journal card or ephemera. And here's another one. And I'm just going to go through these rather quick. And this was a big scrap. And you can see I just put a long, loose, stitch. I mean, it'll hold it. But now this one can have anything something added to it. That one's a little bit thicker, so, you'd have to be conscious of what type of page you put it on. But I just had fun putting these together. And this one turned out well. This is the pillow. This is, the green came from Darcy. And it looks like it might have been a shirt at one time. The knitted or crocheted, I think it's knitted, is from a sweater that my husband's great-grandmother had started and didn't finish, and I didn't throw it away because it was wool and it was pretty. And at the time, I wasn't doing junk journals, but look at that. Is that not cute? And so simple. So if you get laid up and you can't move your feet, can't get up on your leg without assistance, just know that there are ways to work around that to keep your hand and your mind busy. Oh, and this one was a lot of fun. I started putting it together, and it started feeling like a pinwheel. And see, there's any number of ways that this can be used. That base fabric was from Darcy, so I used a lot of pieces that came from her D-stash. Lots of fun. Now this, I used something, I don't remember what Janet said that the stitch was, but there is a name for it when you use a stitch to go around another thread. There is a name for that, and if I find it, I will put it in the description box. But I had, that piece kept falling out, and I thought, what am I going to do with that? And for some reason, it looked like it belonged here. It's just a piece of silver little elastic cording, and I'm sure that it was something that probably came off some gift wrap of some sort. But look at that. That turned out pretty cool, I think. And then I've got the texture of the frayed part. So I think that, if I put this on the edge of a page and I let those strings hang out, I think I'll like that. And this one's a little bit flashy. It's got some glitzy, shiny stuff on it. And look at the ends, how that's frayed. I think that's going to look kind of cool. And there's lots of ways to use these. I mean, there's not just one way. That's more of the pillow, the sweater, and the salvaged fabric. You might be able to tell what my favorite colors are. I love rusty oranges and grungy colors. I like grungy colors. I think this one I would probably put this one in like this. It almost looks like a heart if you look at it on the vertical. So that's what I did. And I sat down and I was started just playing. And I started putting pieces of fabric together, and I ended up with this big sheet of, this big piece of fabric. But I think it's going to be fun. I can cut it up, just add it here and there. But I did all this just sitting on the sofa with my foot, with my leg propped up and iced and, following the directions I was given, which is very difficult for me, by the way. I don't like sitting still. And this one, if you look at it, let me see if I can get it all on here. It reminded me of an owl. And I thought that was kind of funny. So that may just become a page all of its own in a book that might be able to use it, or I might end up making a little pillow out of it. I'm not real sure. But I had fun doing it. It kept my mind busy, and it kept me from getting really, really frustrated about not being able to do my usual routine. My craft room is upstairs on the top level of the house. We have the basement, we have to come up the basement steps. Then we have another set of steps to get up to my craft room. So, when I tried to get into my husband's truck on the passenger side, I pulled this big band of muscles, and that was last Friday. And it was almost Monday before I could even bear weight on it. I got out of the truck and I could not motivate myself into the house. I had to have assistance, and I had to get out the old faithful walker. But that's okay. That's what it's here for. So I hope you enjoy this. I hope it gives you some ideas. And I hope that all is well with everyone. I'm glad to be back and be able to put a video up for you. And I hope you have a great day, a good weekend, and stay healthy. Bye-bye.